Hello students, welcome to Astra. Let us discuss a very important topic regarding average speed. Okay. This topic is very important as I have observed that many questions has been asked from this topic in different national as well as international boards, as well as all the competitive exams, all the reputed competitive exams like JEE Main, Advanced, NEET, UG, etc. Okay. Presently, we will confine our discussion to motion in 1D only, that is motion in one dimension. Sometimes we call it rectilinear motion also, or motion in a straight line. In different books, you will see different name. Okay. So the basic point is, whenever we are discussing about motion in 1D, we have to keep one thing in our mind, that is, in this, there is a particle which is moving in a straight line. Okay. As we know that if particle is moving in a straight line, that is why the name of the chapter is motion in a straight line. So the distance will be equal to magnitude of displacement. I hope that you are already aware that displacement is a vector quantity. So its magnitude will be the straight line distance between 2 points. Suppose, I will give you an example. Suppose this is a point A, this is the point B. Suppose point A is the initial location of a particle or an object or a body, whatever. And suppose that position B is the final location of the particle. Suppose B is the final location of the particle. The body is moving from A to B on this path. It is a curved path. We can clearly see that it is not a straight path. Okay. So the length of this curved path is called distance. Whereas if somebody asks me that what is displacement, then the displacement is straight line connecting initial and final point and directed from initial towards final point, right? The direction must be from initial towards final, and the length of this displacement vector will be the magnitude of the displacement, and that is equal to the distance if the body would have moved on this straight path. Whereas in this situation, the distance is the length of white line, which is curved, and the displacement, magnitude of displacement, is length of green line. Whereas if the body would have been moving on the straight path, then the magnitude of displacement and distance would have become equal. Anyway, let us not waste our time in discussing distance and displacement. We will have some sessions dedicated to these topics. Okay. Presently, we are limiting our study to motion in a straight line without turning back. Because if the body turned back, it means, suppose this is initial location of the particle and it turned back at this point and then came here, it reached here. Suppose it started from point A and reached point B and it has turned back at point C. So one thing is clear, that the distance will be AC plus CB. Okay. It is length of path. Basically, it is length of path which body has traveled. Whereas displacement is the vector connecting initial and final point, that is AB. Okay. So here we can observe that the magnitude of displacement is less than distance. Okay. But we are considering that case in which the body is not turning back and it is moving on a straight line. That is, body moving on a straight line without turning back. I'm writing here that body is moving on straight line without turning back. So in this case, I have explained you that distance will equal to the magnitude of displacement, right? And that's why we can say that average speed will be equal to magnitude of average velocity. Why I'm emphasizing on magnitude? Why I'm putting stress on magnitude again and again? Because velocity or displacement are vector quantities, and we cannot compare a scalar with a vector, but we can compare the magnitude of a vector with a scalar, because scalars have only magnitudes, whereas vector has both magnitude and direction. So we have to remove the direction part to compare them. Okay, so now listen very carefully. I'm taking some cases. Listen very carefully. Now I'm taking some cases. Okay, suppose a particle is moving a total s distance. Total s distance a particle is moving. Okay, let us suppose particle is moving total s distance, and the distance is divided in few equal parts. Okay, here it is s by 4, s by 4, s by 4, and s by 4. The velocity in this part is v1. The velocity in this part, this region, is v2. The velocity in this region is v3, and the velocity in this region is v4. And somebody asked me that please tell me the average speed. If the starting point is A and if the destination is B, then please tell me the average speed. So it is very easy. Already we know that average speed is, the formula of average speed is, I'm mentioning it, be very careful. Average speed is, here average speed or average velocity, magnitude of average velocity, both are same thing, both are referring to the same thing. Why? Because we have already gone through this fact that distance and magnitude of displacements are same. That's why whether they ask average speed or average velocity magnitude, both means same thing. Okay, so average speed is equal to total distance traveled upon total time taken. Total distance traveled by total time taken. So V average we can easily write as total distance. Total distance is S and total time is, how can we find the total distance? We can easily see here, we can easily observe here, the total distance is S. Whereas how can we find total time? So we know that for the first S by 4 part, it moved with velocity v1. For the next S by 4 part, it moved with velocity v2. For this region, the speed v2 is fixed. For this region, the speed v1 is fixed. For this region, the speed v3 is fixed. Yes or no? So we can simply divide the distance by speed and we will get the time. Okay, so S by 4 divided by v1 is S by 4 v1. Thus, S by 4 divided by v2 is S by 4 v2. Thus, S by 4 divided by v3 is S by 4 v3, plus S by 4 divided by v4 is S by 4 v4. Okay, so we can easily find by taking S common and then eliminating it from numerator and denominator, cancelling it, we can easily get that. We can easily get that. We can easily get that. The expression will be like this: 4 by V average. 4 by V average is equal to 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus 1 by V3 plus 1 by V4. This is just a way of writing. I can simplify it, but if you will see the options now in multiple choice questions, if you will see option, it will be somehow mentioned like this, only like this, in this way. Okay, I'm now trying to generalize it. I'm just trying to generalize it now. We can generalize it. Let us take an example. Let us take an example. suppose the total distance is s. The total distance is s. Okay. And suppose the particle is moving with v1 speed for this reason, v2 speed for this reason, v3 speed for this reason, and similarly it is moving with speed vn. Okay. This is the distance is divided in n equal parts. Suppose this is first part, this is second part, this is third part, and this is nth part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and so on. It goes to nth part. Okay, so directly we can write the answer that n by v average is 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3 plus up to so on 1 by vn. Like this will go. But always remember that these distances are equal. Suppose this is x, then this is also x, then this is also x. All distances are x. It means the total distance has been divided into same parts. All the bifurcations are of same length. That is what we have to be very careful. That point is very important. Okay, so I can write that total distance s is n times of x. Like this we can also write, because all lengths are x. That's why the total length will be n times of x. Okay, because n, it is divided into n parts. Each length is equal to x meter, so the total length will be nx meters, kilometers, whatever. Okay, so s is equal to nx. Okay, now let us take some more examples. Now suppose the total distance has been divided into two equal parts. Okay, s by 2 and s by 2. Okay, total distance s has been divided into two equal parts. This distance is s by 2, and this distance is also s by 2. Okay, and the speed for this part is v1 and the speed for this part is v2. Basically, whenever you will see questions like these, it would be mentioned in the question that the body is moving first half distance with v1 speed and second half with v2 speed, like that. Then they will ask you to find the average speed of the whole journey. Okay, let us tell me an example. Okay, just I'm giving an example that suppose a body is moving for 100 kilometers and first 50 kilometers it travel with 20 kilometer per hour, and the next 50 kilometers or the next half distance, whatever, it is moving with 80 kilometer per hour. So tell us the average speed for the whole journey. Like this, language like this will come, right? So what to do? Obviously we can see that s by 2 and s by 2 are the distances. So I can write directly that 2 by v average is equal to 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2, because it is divided into two equal parts. We can directly write it, and we can rearrange this also. So it will give you v average is equal to 2v1 v2 upon v1 plus v2. We can clearly see it. Okay, we can clearly see that if we will simplify this expression, we will get that it is coming like v average is equal to 2v1 v2 upon v1 plus v2. Okay, now if somebody asks me that what would happen if we take different distances, if the s is not divided into two equal parts but unequal parts, then what we will do in such cases? Okay, so let us examine a situation. To understand it in a proper manner. I hope you have got this technique how to solve these questions. Okay, just if the total distance is bifurcated into n equal parts, you have to write n by v average is equal to 1 by v1, 1 by v2, 1 by v3, and so on up to the n parts. It may be 2 part, 3 part, 4 part. The total distance may be bifurcated, divided into 2 equal parts, 4 equal parts, 7 equal parts, 8 equal parts, whatever the question is asking. Just you have to do, for example, if the total distance is bifurcated into 3 equal parts, you have to write v average as 3 by v average is equal to 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3. The only catch is you must be very careful that the total distance must be divided into equal parts, then only you can directly apply it. Okay, I will tell you for unequal parts also what we have to do, but first you understand for equal parts you have to directly apply this expression, and if you will apply this expression, if you will solve it, this will give you this answer. Mathematically you will get this answer, right? Now let us examine for two unequal parts. If the distance is divided into two unequal parts, then in that situation what shall we do to find the answer? For example, suppose suppose the total distance is s. Suppose the total distance is s and it is divided into two parts. The first part is s by 3 and the next part is 2s by 3. The question may be given like this: the total particle is moving suppose 90 kilometers, and the first one third, that is 30 kilometer, it is moving with some v1 speed. First one third, it is moving with the v1 speed, and the next two third or the left portion, it is moving with v2 speed. Okay, first one third it is moving with v1 speed, then it is obvious that the next two third it is moving with v2 speed, because only two third will be left if we remove one third from an distance. If we subtract one third of a distance from a distance, then two third of distance will be left. Okay, so in such case what you have to do? So first of all we shall go through the trivial method, that is total distance upon total time. Total distance is still s, okay, and the total time is s by 3 v1. Basically I am dividing distance by speed and it will give me this time interval, okay, v1, okay, and this time interval t2 will be given by this time interval, t2 will be given by this distance by speed, that is 2s by 3, that is total distance upon speed v2, and this is time. This time and this time, if we will add both the times, it will give us total time. So total distance divided by total time shall give us average speed. Now what we have to do? We have to cancel out s by taking common, and by simplifying we can see that it is giving us little bit of mathematics we will do, and we will come to a very excellent conclusion. Very excellent point we will notice here. Just be careful during the calculation. 3v1 v2, on taking LCM and then adding, doing simple fraction calculation, it will give us 2v1, like this it will come, this is v average. Now if I write it in proper format, then it will give you Pv1 v2, because 1 by some fraction, you must be knowing that 1 by x will give you x, a reciprocal of reciprocal it is. Okay, so what it will give you? 3v1 v2 upon v2 plus 2v1. Okay, so it is similar to this result, right? But little bit things are different, coefficients are different. So now I will give you the best technique how to deal with this question. Best technique to deal with such questions. Listen very carefully. Very carefully you have to listen. Just whenever you see question like this, first of all you should write the formula. V average is equal to v1 into v2 upon v1 plus v2. This is the common format from which all the answers will come. This is a common format from which all the answers will come. What I have said you, that whenever you see questions like this, whether it is divided in equal parts, whether the total distance has been divided in equal parts or unequal parts, doesn't matter. Whether the distance is divided in equal parts or unequal parts, doesn't matter at all. Whenever you see questions like this, you have to write this expression v1 into v2 by v1 plus v2. Now how to write final answer, that I am teaching you. Be very careful. You can see the denominator. It is 3 in both the cases. The denominator shall become numerator. And it will come as a coefficient. It would come like a coefficient of v1 and v2, right? And the numerator will cross multiply with the speeds and will come in denominator. Means basically the denominator here, the denominator in the question becomes numerator of the answer, and the numerator of the questions becomes denominator of the answer by cross multiplying them, not directly but cross multiplying them. So you would clearly see that it is coming like 2v1 plus 1v2, or we can simply write it v2. Okay, and you can clearly see that the both questions are giving same answer, both the ways giving me the same answer, right? So this is a very good technique. This is a very good technique to solve any question like this. Okay, now let us do some more example to get some confidence. Okay, let us do some more example to get some confidence. Okay, it is valid for all the cases. Now some student can come to me and ask, sir, if it is valid for unequal length, then it should be valid for equal lengths also. Yes, definitely it is valid in this case also. Okay, it is valid in this case also. I will prove you. Just listen carefully. What should I write? Just tell me. Let me make some space first. What should I write here? What should I write? I know that you are understanding what I'm trying to say. First of all, just write v1 into v2 upon v1 plus v2 without thinking, without overthinking, without putting your so much brain into it. Directly write this. Okay, now here see the denominators. It will become numerator, coefficient of numerator. Okay, and the coefficient of numerator will cross multiply and become denominator of the answer. The numerator of the questions will get cross multiply and become denominator of the answer. So 1v1 plus 1v2. So basically it is giving us 2v1 v2 divided by 1v1 plus 1v2, and you can clearly see that this is our answer. Now you can solve any numerical in seconds. Just you have to put the value and you will give the answer, right? Now let us, so this is a general method, this is a general technique to solve any question, whether the distances are bifurcated in equal parts or unequal parts. You can directly write the answer if it is divided in 2 parts. Okay, now listen very carefully. I'm taking some more examples. Suppose the total distance a particle is covering is s. The total distance a particle is covering is s. I'm just assuming. Okay, and the first 3/4 of the distance, it means 3s by 4. First 3/4 of the distance, it is moving with speed v1. It is moving with speed, just a second, it is moving with speed v1. Now it is obvious, if it is moving first 3/4 of the total distance with speed v1, so the rest 1/4 of the distance, it will move with some other speed, that is v2, and the rest distance will be 1/4 of the total distance. It is simple mathematics. If you are covering 3/4 of the distance with speed v1, then the rest 1/4 you will cover with v2. Okay, now how to write the answer? Now one method is this trivial method. This is long cut, this is a long method, this is long method. Okay, so we won't prefer this method now onwards. Directly what we will write? Tell me. V average is equal to V1 into V2. First of all, we write the answer, write the common expression, then we will think about it. Okay. Okay, let me make some space. Just a second. Let me make some space between the terms so that I can adjust the coefficients. Okay, like this. Now listen carefully. What is the denominator? Denominator is 4 in both the cases, so it will become numerator. And the numerator of the question will cross multiply and will come as denominator. That is the technique. So it will become 1v1 3v2, and if you will solve it with long cut also, you will get the same answer, that is 4v1 into v2 by 1v1 plus 3v2. Okay, now I am taking few more examples. We will discuss some questions also. Okay, so here suppose this is 2s by 3, 2s by 3 distance, and the rest distance is s by 3. So the total distance is s. Okay. Now the first 2/3 of the distance it is moving with the speed v1, and the next 1/3 it is moving with the speed v2. Now find the v average. Now you will see directly questions on this concept in various NEET and JEE exams or various other competitive exams. Okay, on national as well as international levels. You will see questions like this. Even in board exams, you will see these questions. Okay, so it is recommended that you should first explain the scenario. If it is a subjective exam, if it is an exam of subjective format, then you have to explain the answer with a trivial method that I have already told you, and then you have to verify your answer in very short manner. In a very short interval of time you can verify your answer, and you can keep it as a trick, right? So what is v average in this case? Very obvious. The answer will be v1 into v2 upon v1 plus v2. Directly we can write the answer. Now what we have to do? The denominator will become numerator. The numerator, if there is nothing, then it is 1, will cross multiply. It will cross multiply and become denominator. So it is 2v2 and 1v1. With these many examples, I expect that you have understood the concept. Okay. Now the second concept is, suppose this is s by 5. Just a second. Suppose this is s by 5 and this is 4s by 5. Okay. Now again you can do this question. Okay. Try to do this question with yourself. Try to do this question with yourself. I'm taking some another question. Let us take 2s by 5 and 3s by 5. Okay. I think I should take this distance as 3s by 5 because it is longer, and this as 2s by 5, 2s by 5. And if it is moving with v1 speed and if it is moving with v2 speed, then write the v average fast. What will be the v average? Very easy. It will be 5v1 v2. I hope now you can write the answer directly. Denominator becoming numerator, and then cross multiply, and it will become 3v2 plus 2v1. Right? Directly you can write the answer like this. Okay. So if it is, suppose it is s by 4, s by 4, s by 4, s by 4. I've already told you answer of this question. This is 4 by v average. Since the distances are in equal parts, then directly we can write 4 by v average. It is 1 by v1, 1 by v2. You will see the options of the questions, multiple choice questions in both of these formats. You will see. Okay. So depending on the situation, we have to write the answer. Okay. So if I write it as s by 2 or s by 2, the answer will be 2v1 v2 upon v1 plus v2. We have done questions like this, right? So that's that was all about finding the average speed of those cases in which the distance is bifurcated into two or more parts, equal or unequal parts. Now, in the next session, we will see those questions in which the total journey is divided into time spans. For example, if a body travels for 8 hours to complete its journey, then it would be mentioned like that. In question, it would be asked like for the first half time, it is speed with some x speed, and for the next half time, it traveled with some y speed. Then find the v average. In this session, we have seen that the total distance has been divided into two parts, two or more parts, whatever. In the next session, we will see that the total journey time has been divided into two or more parts, and for the first part, for the first time frame, for the first time interval, it is moving with speed v1, and for the next time interval, it is moving with speed v2, and so on and so forth. And then we would have asked, the examiner would ask to find the v average in those cases. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much. Stay connected.